Our concerns have been raised around the country's crime-fighting ability and the South African Police Service reservist program. In recent years, we've seen the numbers drop quite drastically while crime continues to rise in our communities. DA Member of Parliament Andrew Whitfield joins me now live from Cape Town to discuss this even further. And Andrew, thank you so much for your time. A very warm good morning. Take me through the concerns that you have, but also the data that you have and information at your disposal regarding the police reservists in this country.
Well, let me first say that I believe that the police reservist program is a potential force multiplier and certainly has been for what we know are declining numbers of boots on the ground to improve visible policing. And since 2011-12, we've lost over 90% in the last 12 or 13 years, over 90% of the reservists in the South African Police Service. There were 52,000, just over 52,000 reservists within the SAPS in 2011-2012. And today we are down to 3,502. And what is interesting about the reservists program is there was a dramatic decline when Minister Cele was the National Police Commissioner at the time. It was almost though it was his final act where he decimated those numbers down from 52,000 by about 63%. And then when he became the minister in 2018, those numbers have fallen from just shy of 9,000 to 3,502. And so our argument here is that Minister Cele clearly has a problem with the reservists program. Why else can we plot this in a timeline to demonstrate that the minister himself has presided over some of the most catastrophic declines in the numbers of reservist personnel?
And how detrimental is this number that we're seeing, this declining number of the reservist program, particularly at a time where crime is simply ravaging this country? Every other day we're desensitized with viral videos going online, even, brazen criminality where perpetrators pose with their victims in videos, in pictures after allegedly killing them. I mean, these are the scenes that we and our children are now exposed to. What does this then mean for the fight against crime?
Well, it's very clear from some of the examples you've given and some of the more horrific examples that I have to deal with on a daily basis from citizens in our country who share these stories of the bloody war that is raging on our streets and communities. And SAPS's function is to protect the citizens of the Republic by ensuring there's crime prevention, but also that there's a response to crime, proper investigation, so that there's consequence management, so that we improve the conviction rate to create an ecosystem of accountability in our criminal justice system. And where the reservists come in is that they can, even from an administrative point of view, free up police officers to get onto the ground to perform their visible policing duties. We're constantly hearing of shortages of police personnel, but I know from personal interactions with some incredible South Africans who are putting their hands up and say, I want to help to rescue my country from this rampant criminality. I want to join the war, I want to get onto the battleground, and I want to help to fight the criminals in our country that are destroying our social fabric. And so the reservists, from that point of view, if we are able to restore and rejuvenate the program, I believe that many South Africans are going to put their hands up and say, call on me, I want to come back and I want to assist the SAPS. Even former SAPS members can perform this function in their communities, supporting their local police stations and freeing up personnel to do the job of crime prevention, so we don't have to respond to these horrific incidents of crime. We need to be proactive and we need to plan for the future, and the minister needs to take note of this. And
just before I let you go then, Andrew, my last question to you. What are you doing? What steps are you taking as the DA to continue, exacerbating this call and amplifying this call, but through means that you have through Parliament?
Well, I don't believe that we're going to see fundamental change until the minister goes, and that's something that we've been consistently calling for, that the Minister of Police is not fit for purpose and that the President should remove him. We will continue with that course of action and we will continue to put pressure on the President. But I think to provide solutions to Parliament and through the Portfolio Committee, I'm convinced I can convince my colleagues from across party lines to get behind this call. We know that the evidence says we have a shortage of personnel. Here is a solution. Let's put out a call for reservists. Let's see what kind of applications we get, what kind of skills and qualifications that can assist SAPS in this bloody war against our citizens.
We'll leave it there. Andrew, thank you so much for speaking to us. Andrew Whitfield, DA, talking to us more about, the police reservist program that we're seeing. The numbers are very much clearly declining, especially during this time where crime is ravaging our country. We're seeing those visuals of videos of killings, stabbings on a regular basis. However, this calling for a concern that more police reservists need to be recruited quite urgently.